Imagine being born with absolutely no cursed energy.
このお前たちがおったはずだ。出来損ないだからだ。
全員家には落ちこぼれがいるんやて。
In a world where cursed energy decides everything.
あんなただの雑魚よ。呪いも見えない呪具振り回すだけの一般人。男のくせに重力が1ミリもないんやて。どんなしょぼくれた人なんやろ。
Most people would call that a curse. But what if I told you that curse can turn someone into a monster?
約束して。全壊して。
This is heavenly restriction, a power system so dangerous that even elite sorcerers fear it. Hello everyone, this is animeclips.online, and today we are talking about Jujutsu Kaisen's heavenly restriction and people born with it. In Jujutsu Kaisen, people born with heavenly restriction is distinguished as a curse among the sorcerers and always treat them like trash. But what actually is heavenly restriction? Well, heavenly restriction is a binding placed on a person at birth. The user loses something naturally but gains something else in return. It's basically like a trade-off created by the world itself. And the bigger the sacrifice, the greater the rewards. A lot of people think that Maki and Toji are the only heavenly restriction users, but that's not true. Heavenly restriction doesn't mean superhuman strength. There are actually different types of it. Some users sacrifice cursed energy and gain overwhelming physical abilities, like Toji Zenin and Maki Zenin. Others sacrifice their physical body and gain incredible cursed energy instead, like Kokichi Muta, also known as Makamaru. Let's talk about one of the most broken heavenly restriction user in JJK. This person just got approximately 45 minutes over the entire series, but changed the plot that even Sorcerer trying for 1000 years can't change. This person breaks the Gojo Infinity and almost kills him, kills the Star Plasma Vessel of Tengen. Yes, we are talking about the most famous heavenly restriction user, Toji Fushiguro. Toji was born with absolutely zero cursed energy. Worst case, he was born in the Zenin clan, who was always hungry for powers. They called him a failure and abused him and threw him in the pit of curses. Because Toji has zero cursed energy, he can't really see curses or cursed spirits, and this became his trauma. But that weakness became his greatest strength. Without cursed energy, Toji's body evolved beyond human limits. His senses became superhuman, his speed and reflexes reached terrifying levels, and because he had no cursed energy, many sorcerers couldn't even sense him properly. Well, obviously except the sole exception of Sakura Gojo, which made him the perfect assassin, and people called him the Sorcerer Killer. We talked about Toji, but then there's Maki Zenin. At first, Maki's heavenly restriction was incomplete. Maki had a very low cursed energy, but not fully zero like Toji. She had a twin sister called Mai. Her cursed energy was shared with her. Because of that, she never really reached her full potential. But later in JJK Season 3, after Mai died, she took that shared cursed energy with her, which means Maki was left with basically zero cursed energy, and her restriction was fully awakened. And once that happened, Maki literally became comparable to Toji himself. And after that, we are fully aware of what happened. Heavenly restriction isn't only about physical strength, and that's where Kokichi Muta becomes important. Unlike Toji and Maki, Mekamaru sacrificed his physical body. He was born extremely fragile, unable to live normally, but in exchange, he gained massive cursed energy, along with an incredible ability to control puppets across huge distance. This proves something important. Heavenly restriction is not just one single power, it's a system of balance. What makes Heavenly Restriction terrifying is that it breaks the normal rules of Jujutsu. Sorcerers are trained to fight cursed energy, but users like Toji and Maki fight a bit differently. They rely on pure instincts, physical dominance, and speed beyond human limits, which makes them incredibly unpredictable. So, which is stronger? Traditional curse techniques or heavenly restriction? Well, the answer depends on the user. Curse techniques offer versatility and range, but heavenly restriction creates insane monsters capable of destroying sorcerers directly. In a world obsessed with cursed energy, heavenly restriction proves one terrifying truth. Sometimes, losing power is what makes someone unstoppable. Thank you for staying to the end with us. If you have any other recommendations, please comment down below. And for more, subscribe to Anime Union X for more anime breakdowns just like this one. We'll catch you in the next one.